Welcome to the Patriot Insider here on the Cumberlands Patriot Sports Network. I'm joined now by head coach Floyd Stroud from the men's and women's cross country teams. Coach Stroud is entering his 22nd season here at the University of the Cumberlands. And Coach, just give a little bit of the background of the program, where it started when you took over and where it is now.
The program started in 1992. Dr. Taylor called me in his office and they said, we'd like to start the track program, cross country program back up. They dropped it in 1982 for various reasons. And he asked me to take over, and I did. And the first year, we had a grand total of 5 guys on the team, and no girls. Now we have men and women combined. We have over 80, between 80 and 100. And the program is getting to be one of the best in the nation. Our cross-country men's program is one of the winningest programs at the national level.
Yeah, and so you talked about where it's came for right now, and we talked about the Mid-South Conference in specific. You guys have really been very successful in the Mid-South Conference, men's and women's on the cross-country side. Talk about this year in general. Had a lot of good, outstanding performances, especially by Jonathan Gears and Danielle Hoop, both from the men and women's side. Just talk a little bit about them and other runners that really surprised you this year.
Both of them did great. Danielle and Jonathan Gears had a fantastic season. They started off, unfortunately, Danielle, beginning of the year, her side was always hurting her, so she wasn't running as well as she could. And then we finally found out what the problem was. She had gallbladder, and so she had to have gallbladder surgery, had them taken out. So she missed 2 meets. Fortunately, it was at the beginning of the year. So at the end of the year, she got back into it. She did a great job, worked really hard, and she came back, finished 10th in the nation, highest finish ever for a girl at the University of the Cumberlands. So she did a fantastic job rebounding from that. Jonathan Gears started off had a fantastic year. He did get, at the end of the season, though, he got upper respiratory disease, and it hurt him really bad. I thought he was going to be one of the top 5 runners in the nation, but that really knocked him down. We had some good freshmen. Stevie Torres had a good season. Sam Beal is another freshman, had a very good year. Madison Peace was a freshman. I think she's going to do great things. I think we might have another Danielle and Darcy on our hands.
You talked about them, and also the McGahee twins, and Sydney had a good run this year. Sydney Freeman, she really stepped up. What are some of your expectations moving forward to next season? And really next year you got Danielle Hoop back, and you've got a lot of promise. What are your expectations for next season?
We finished second in the conference this year. The team that beat us was Shawnee State University, but their men team finished 7th in the nation. Their women were 13th in the nation. So we're going to have a hard time with them, but I think we do have a good nucleus coming back. Sydney Freeman, she improved. If she improves like she did this year, over next year, it's going to be great. The Guy sisters, well, I think those 2 girls are really going to help us. And then with Sydney, if she has any improvement like she did this year, she's going to set the world on fire next year. And Madison, I think, is really going to be another. She's starting off like Danielle did her freshman year, so we could really have another star on our hands. And with Danielle coming back, being top 10 in the nation, she's going to be one of the top runners in the nation next year.
Yeah, and you talked about Danielle, and of course the big story that came out this year for cross country and put your program really on the map, not only locally but nationally also, was the story of Darcy Marscotti and Danielle Hoop, who did a tremendous thing as Champions of Character Award winners for what they did in the cross country Mid-South Conference tournament 2 years ago. Just talk a little bit about those 2 girls and what that meant to you as a coach for them to receive an honor as high as they received it.
Well, we're very happy for them. I mean, it was the NEI started this Champions of Character Awards, and they were the first people to ever win this, and the national level they were amazed at what they did. In case you didn't know, they were running our conference championship last year. One of the best girls in the nation was in front of them, made a wrong turn. She ran about a quarter mile farther than anybody else. They beat her, but as soon as they crossed the line, they went and told the officials, hey, this girl made a wrong turn. There's no way we could have beaten her, and she should get the award for the best runner of the year and conference champion, because we would never beat her. That was a very nice thing they did. I've had a lot of people come up to me. I've had a lot of emails that said they read it in the Courier Journal and the Lexington Herald, and it's been nothing but very good. And we were at the Nationals. I had people coming up to me and congratulating me on for their character.
That was head coach Floyd Stroud talking about this season's cross country team. You've been listening to the Patriot Insider here on the Cumberlands Patriot Sports Network.